blown up engines, close races, nitrous, more blown up engines.
Oh, we're leaking down the bottom.
Working with your buddies.
I'm not good at this, and I don't know what I'm doing.
And all kinds of other nonsense.
Oh, that didn't go so good.
Whenever a car challenge with gears and gasoline comes up, you know it's gonna be a good time. So it's time for another multi-part challenge series sponsored by our friends at Advance Auto Parts.
Gears just threw out another challenge, and wait till you guys hear what this nonsense is gonna be. I'm gonna give our man Paulie D a call, make sure that he's down, then I'm gonna fill you all in.
Hey, Charles.
So I'm leaving Gears and Gasoline, and they threw out another challenge.
Okay. What is it?
I kind of need you to just be like, yep, I'm down.
I don't like that at all.
So I'm gonna take that as a yes. Let me fill you in on what we're about to do. Last time we did JDM versus Euro, we have upped the budget from $5,000 to $7,500.
Okay.
We've added 2 events. So our finale is going to be the drag race, but we are going to be doing, in addition to the drag race, an autocross and a RallyCross.
A RallyCross.
Here's kind of the other kicker. 1 car, no changes between events. You run what you brung, so it's got to do all 3 events.
Okay, so we have to make 1 car do all 3 of those together. That sounds not possible, but okay. What else?
We're doing classic American muscle cars. So V8 American cars, baby.
Okay, V8 American cars we know nothing about and have no experience with.
Exactly.
Perfect. That's what I was hoping.
What the hope is that Gears and Gasoline, they don't know anything about American cars either. Maybe it levels the playing field.
Now we just have to figure out what kind of car we can have that will meet all those standards.
We're not just going fast in a straight line. We got to actually turn this thing too.
Yes. And go off-road.
I don't know what we were thinking.
I guess we better get to work and try to figure out what we're gonna get.
Later.
Okay, so we have an American car that we know nothing about that has to do 3 things that a car shouldn't all do at one time for a race.
If you were in our situation, what car would you pick? What's the best car that can do all 3 of these things? Drop that down in the comments. I'm gonna head on back and start the search.
Now that we know our man Paulie D is in, it's time for what is going to be the most challenging part of this whole thing, actually finding the car. After countless hours of scouring the marketplaces, dozens and dozens of messages, finding really expensive cars with blown engines, runs good but has an oil pressure light, and even bullet holes, I finally found what I think is going to be the right car for us. This 2000 Mustang GT for $3,000. This may not be the right car, so let's hope the car's good and gives us a good starting point. Well, it worked out with the Mustang. The car's not awesome, but I think it's gonna be exactly what we need. So it's time to start the budget counter at $3,000. Before we get too crazy, I'm gonna swing over to Fastlane Motorsports, a local Mustang tuning shop, to get a baseline dyno number. This will help us plan our modifications, check our engine health, and with any luck, they have some used performance parts laying around that I could buy on the cheap. Our car dynoed at 223 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, which is actually pretty good for a basically stock 2000 GT Mustang. Pretty low horsepower by modern car standards, but about what we'd expect from the car. I even scored our very first mod, a used rear shock tower brace for $25.
All right, now it's time to meet up with our man Paulie D and show him this sweet, sweet ride.
Charles is about to show up with the muscle car and unveil it. I think that might be him. A Mustang. That one's gonna be a hit with the crowds.
Woo! All right, Paul, here she is. 220 wheel. Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ooh, sorry.
You're gonna scratch up my
You're really
sweet
particular
ride.
about your rides.
2000 Mustang GT V8 manual transmission. Already been to the dyno. 220 horsepower, roughly to the rear wheels. 262 pound-feet of torque. She's a beaut.
It's real nice.
But now for the important part. Let's
pop the hood.
Let's pop the hood. Obviously mostly stock. Check engine light came on the way over, but we're not worried about that.
Paul, do you know anything about these engines?
I know this is a 4.6
Yep.
V8. That's about all I got. All right.
What do you think?
I'd like to take it for a ride.
I think
See what it's like to drive this.
you should
fine piece of machinery.
definitely do that. Don't worry about that.
that guy. Don't worry about that guy.
That's fine.
Okay. So first notes. I hate the clutch. I hate the shifter.
That's a short shifter too, by the way.
It feels notchy like a short shifter, but it's like really far forward.
It's like you're putting your hand through the radio.
It does feel really far forward. Okay. Let's see what she does. Okay, it's not very fast.
We're gonna get creamed.
I have a feeling we're gonna get killed. I don't really like anything about driving this car.
You punch it with the wheel straight.
I mean,
bad.
It doesn't even kick.
Well, you have the traction control on.
I mean, it definitely did not feel like it was kicking anything there.
Okay.
All we did was a couple pulls, and this thing already smells like an electrical fire.
It's fine.
Now that Paul is properly underwhelmed with our Mustang, let's get it back to the shop for a proper shakedown.
Feels like too much.
You got it.
You got it?
Yeah, keep going.
That
was close.
That felt real close.
It was real close. That's
I hate it.
He loves it. He's excited.
It's not my favorite.
Pop the hood.
Look at that. You got that horse on there. That's how you know it's got horsepower. What are you doing?
What?
Jacking it up.
Why?
Slammed on the ground, bro. This thing's dirt nasty.
Is it? Hold on, you gotta do it for the
God,
gram.
what are you doing?
Nathan made it so that Charles has to do work twice that I was gonna help him with.
For no dang old reason. Let's go ahead and get this old girl spec'd. Obviously, we're performance-oriented gentlemen, but we need to make sure we don't have any severe maintenance issues like this. This is probably why our check engine light.
That's a little vacuum leak.
I paid $3,000 for the car. We have a $7,500 budget, which means we have $4,500 to make this thing a beast.
I think $4,500 is a lot of money for us to make this thing go good.
Go gooder.
Real good.
We're gonna make it the gooderest car out there. Paul, what is it about every car that we get as a project that has sad ground wires?
That ground.
Oh, look.
That looks like the Civic ground.
Oh, look. All right. That we will have to fix for the autocross. Let's see what our air filter looks like.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably not good.
Broken.
Ooh.
Oh, what am I
How'd you know
Ooh.
to take that apart so fast?
Because
it has
there's
this
a-
quick connect guy, which is
Working on
pretty.
American cars?
I'm,
You're an expert. Well, it's pretty dirty.
it's like a little hat. It's just dirty.
It does look like it looks like a construction cone.
I bet if we just rotate our air filter, because like, you see there's a little
The
dirt.
dirt spot. You put the dirt
just
spot
rotate
on the
it.
other side. Perfect.
Instant power.
Problem solved. Doesn't look like too much janky stuff has been done under the hood of here.
Just give it time.
Give it time.
Now that we got a hold of it, it's going to be Jank City, USA.
We're
I'm gonna see if
getting
I
ready
can-
to change all that.
I'm going to see if I can just fix this real quick.
Look, there's some sort of thermal fuse here.
Boom. Repaired. I don't know if this is how these engines normally sit, but our engine's a little tilty.
Like this.
It's
Yeah.
a little tilty on the passenger side
Like this.
versus the driver's side. Going up.
Go up.
I'm going to take this off
Bang.
because I'm going to use it to whip you with when you're not working hard enough.
I'll quit. Drilled and slotted rotors and some Century tires.
Watch this.
That drags pretty hard.
That's a pretty draggy drag. I wonder if our calipers are hanging a little bit. The other side's worse. You ready for this? Watch this. That's at least 5 horsepower that's costing us.
Probably.
All right, so maybe calipers on the list.
It's like driving with the e-brake on. I mean, the headlights and the bumper have quite a bit of movement. Good thing is at speed, this is only when you're going backwards it does that, but at speed pushes it down and it doesn't really move down, so it's good with the horsepower.
Ultimately, what this car looks like does not matter at all, but there is some sadness, like a crack right here. This is what race car life is about.
Yeah, that's why they shave the badges right here. See?
Weight reduction.
They shave the badges. Number one, weight reduction. Number 2, sleeper. When I say sleeper, what I mean is this car is so fast, it makes you fall asleep.
I mean, look, ultimately, who cares, right? Like, moisture in the taillight. Our stang is a little faded. We got to retouch our stang back here. Little overspray. Here's another bit of Bondo that's real nice. Looks like I might have made this repair. Here's how you tell if a car's got too much Bondo. See the magnet sticks? It doesn't stick to Bondo. So that's pretty thick. Look, we're not winning any car show awards. We're trying to go fast. Also, there's a little boo-boo right here too.
What is that?
That's just a little boo-boo. Or somebody made a boo-boo. Somebody probably backed into him. We need to look at it underneath. You gotta go up. Huh? Get up.
We gotta go under there.
Underwear.
I just made him say underwear. We got a whole situation under here.
Looks like a little oil leak from maybe the filter.
This is power steering, it looks like.
I did hear a little power steering noise.
And that looks like oil.
You know how you fix all those things? Little brake clean and wash that right up and be just fine. We have high performance catalytic converters. Obviously, this is not factory.
Yeah, these are like super cheapo. They probably cut out like some resonators or something like that.
What I was noticing too, Paul, over here is this transmission mount is destroyed. No, a little bit.
With my power.
So trans mount, pretty important.
These are Flow Masters, see?
Oh, well this
Look
one,
at that.
only that side. This one's only Flowmaster on the top.
This one is the master of flow.
Yeah.
This one is not.
We got some sad bushings up here for what is probably an upper control arm. Got a lot of weird bushings, shocking.
I mean,
It's a little sad exhaust hanger, but that's okay.
156,000 miles.
A little bit of a shad shock absorber.
What is this?
Probably like a vibration damper.
I guess. I was a little bit afraid of like a weld that broke or something like that.
You're gonna break the welds on the manifold, bro. So remember I said something about the engine mount when the car was on the ground? Here is our destroyed engine mount. A little bit of rubber, it just came off. So completely collapsed. The other side is probably the same. Oh yeah, the other side's mushed too. So that'll be high up on our list. If our engine's bouncing around in the cradle, that's robbing horsepowers. Not really robbing horsepowers, but robbing us of performance.
So we looked over the car. There's a ton of things we have to address. First thing we have to look at is fixing the things that we know are wrong with this car. We're also going to have some maintenance items that we have to address in the vehicle. Then we have to figure out what performance mods we have to do that are within the budget we have left on the car.
So in order to stay organized, we're going to list everything out on the whiteboard, what we need to fix and what we need to replace. And Paul, I got the white. I guess we don't need that.
So to start with our repairs, we're going to do the calipers, the engine mount, and the trans mount, and then we also have an oil leak, which we are doing absolutely nothing with.
For the going fast part, that's going to take a little bit of research on our part. But what we do know is we can throw some weight reduction bro on it and gut the interior.
Do you know how to work on Mustangs?
No, not at all.
Do you have any standard sockets?
I don't have any. Do you have standard sockets?
A lot of this stuff is still metric, thankfully.
Oh, yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to start gutting the car to remove weight. I'm starting in the junk with the trunk of the junk.
That didn't make good.
No, nope.
That don't make no damn sense.
that don't make no dang sense. Now we're going to start gutting the car to remove as much weight as we can. I'm starting in the trunk. Charles is in the interior. He's going to remove the seats. I picked the easy one. Everything's like stained and disgusting. This is like every used car on the planet. I don't know why. It's like someone put bodies in this trunk. And, oh. What is that smell?
Oh, what is that?
There's a liquid in here. See that? So because that's gonna chop my head off, we got this cardboard piece just jammed in a hole. Come with me, and we'll be in a world of OSHA violations.
Hey, I found the part of the battery hold down that we're missing.
Oh, you did?
For the battery hold down.
Oh.
You saved $9 because now I don't need to buy one.
Pretty heavy, huh?
No.
No?
It's so light.
Oh, wow.
It's probably 30 pounds, maybe.
Yeah, those Audi seats were what, 70?
70. I don't know how any of this stuff comes apart.
That's what I was, my number one concern with this whole situation.
Oh.
You found something?
No used car is ever complete without at least one black ice air freshener. Ooh. Oh, you got some plugs here,
unplug
guy.
me, dog?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Plug me?
Hold on a second. Hold on, stop.
I was thinking I had enough.
All right, I bet that one's pretty heavy.
That one's, it's got some weight to it. There is a lot of change in there. This guy,
Heck yeah.
it's just like this guy was using his carpet as a piggy bank.
There's a chip there too if you're hungry. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are the odds this car ever gets put back together?
0.
Yep.
Combo.
Oh, geez.
Oh, there's even more.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's more.
Look at that. Can I latch it? Oh, you can even latch
you can
it?
latch it.
Oh, bro, this is pretty.
It's actually a much
weighty.
better
Yeah.
design than.
It's all right.
I prefer that design over the German stuff. Most of the German stuff sucks.
We're actually like this car is insanely simple to come apart.
This is really simple to come
Almost
apart.
like tragically simple. All right, this speaker box is actually pretty heavy, so this is a good amount of weight. Plus, I never thought I'd say this, but ups to Ford for having a junction. So you just undo 2 plugs, pull this whole baby out. Look at this, amps, speakers. This has got the boom boom. That's enough of that.
With our Mustang stripped out, it's time to weigh everything and see how much weight we lost. We gotta get creative on how we weigh this stuff. Accounting for everything we removed other than the driver's seat and the center console, we saved about 180 pounds. We may find some other ways to save some weight along the way, but I think this is a pretty good start. And for reference, this is about half the amount of weight we pulled out of the Jetta, removing basically the same parts.
One of the major things we found when we were going over this car was the engine mounts were destroyed. They were smushed. Now, the reason why that's a concern is because it can affect the way the engine moves inside the engine bay, which can also affect total performance of the car. These are poly bushings that are upgraded. These will hold the power a little bit better, less movement during shifting where the engine and trans won't kind of jump around.
Ready to do it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
The first order of business is to jack up this engine so we can take the engine mounts out. So I'm gonna take this filter off to give Charles a little more room to work.
Thanks, buddy.
There's a Fram.
He's a gusher.
Yeah, she's a gushing away. Now this might be difficult to see, but this is our collapsed engine mount, the most collapsed it looks like. So as I jack this up, you can watch it's gonna kind of move and you're gonna see it shift around. And we need to do this to allow us to remove the engine mounts. Fun fact, this is pieces of the rubber of the engine mount. So that's the condition of our current one.
That's not supposed to be separated, I don't think, from the other part. 1, 2.
So what's happening right now is Charles is struggling with a large wrench in a small home.
It does make me wonder what Gears is going to be doing to their car.
Nothing.
Other than like, we think they'll maybe wash it, probably vacuum it out.
Yeah, probably so.
Put some wiper blades on it.
They'll take some like trim panels off and be like, weight reduction, bro.
They'll like take the floor mats out. So close. There we go.
Hey.
There we go. So here's the mount that I just took out. Real sad.
And that one's way better than the other side.
Yeah. This is the mount that's going back in that now is going to be all dirty. So this part is what bolts to the engine. This bolts to the K-member. So that's all the movement the engine can create. With it all bolted up, nothing. This is going to help shifting. This is going to help power delivery.
Charles did that side. I'm doing this side. This one's easier in some ways and not in others.
I am just trying to wargle this mount in. Challenge Reno to get it in there.
So according to the internet, Charles said the internet says that the kids take the starter out to take these, the engine mount out on this side.
Paul said,
I'm not doing that.
I'm stubborn.
I'm a stubborn gal.
Oh yeah, boy.
To all you kids who never believed in me and are probably like, yeah, you can break that loose, but you actually can't get it out of the car. You might be right. This could happen in just a second. I just don't, the problem is you can't like fish it around.
Yeah.
He's gonna try because he's cooler than me.
Yeah, well, that is true. I mean, we could definitely cut it, but that's not gonna help.
It's not gonna help because we gotta go back in with the other one.
Might just be. Oh.
Look at that.
He did it.
He did it. He is cooler than me.
Look at that. So look at how little bushing there is, and what there is all ripped apart. compared to how thick
That's a
this
thick
one
boy.
is. He thick. Now the question is, can we get it back in?
I'm watching him try to get this mount in. It's entertaining to see. I know what this is like, because basically you feel like you can get it in, but then everything you do traps it even further.
There we go. I got it. So our mounts are in. We just got to bolt them back up, and then we're gonna lower the engine down, and we'll see how different it is. Look at us fixing a Mustang. You want to see something funny? So you're using an exceptionally long ratchet. This is what
I wish I had that ratchet.
He just says, boop, boop, boop. That's not gonna get it done, Chuck. Paul's doing the final tight on the mounty mount. I'm gonna put this new oil filtration unit in it. Motorcraft. Don't worry about any of that. That seems to be excessively leaking. Oh, it's loose. That's why. I bet we loosened it when we were cranking and yanking on the engine.
Oh yeah. That was already leaking to begin with.
Yeah,
so
but not like that though. This is like actively dripping.
I believe it's too active of a leak to ignore.
Well, it looks like we're adding oil leak back on our to-do list.
Right now, I'm starting to jack up the rear here so we can replace this trans mount. Should be a heck of a lot easier than the last one we just did. So I'm thinking this guy, we just gotta support it and just zing her down. Oh, no, your socket split.
Probably because you were just thrashing on it.
How about that?
Socket.
Snap-on warranty.
Make sure you don't post this clip, Charles, and Paul send in a chromie with.
Send a Growy with an impact.
Yeah, I'm definitely leaving that in.
I don't even know the last time I would have used that 16 millimeter socket anyway.
All right, out with the old.
Boy. Yeah, that wasn't as, well, I don't know. I mean,
It's not great.
it's still pretty well separated.
And just like with our engine, we're installing a polyurethane mount for the transmission.
Our
Let her down.
powertrain's gonna be so stiff.
Now that we have our new engine and transmission mounts installed, you can really see the difference the way the engine sits in the bay.
When it comes to the fixed side, maintenance and that, Paul and I got it covered. In fact, we've already done the mounts for engine and trans, but how are we gonna make this thing go fast? Luckily, I got a buddy George who's a Mustang expert. He's gonna swing by and give us some pointers on not only horsepower, but handling as well.
Hi, I'm George. I've been working on Mustangs for about 30 years. I've been autocrossing for a decade. I've got Fox Body and SN95 Mustangs, and I'm here today to check out this Mustang. We're gonna figure out how to move the limit of traction further, get the car more capable. I've been autocrossing for a long time, and I've got a YouTube channel called Warhorse Racing. I focus on autocrossing 79 to 04 Mustangs, mods that you can make to get your car to handle better. I show every secret I've ever learned, driving tips, and all sorts of good information about getting these cars to handle better. They got a good starting point. Does need a lot of work, but we're gonna make sure we come up with the right recipe to get it fast.
So we got a lot of really great information and advice from George. Paul, how are you feeling about this car? Initially you said,
I hate it. I hate it. I was not feeling good in the beginning. I feel like Gears is going to buy a car that's going to be super fast right out of the gate. I'm feeling a little better if we can make this thing handle better. George's advice will kind of lead us down that path.
but we still have to add power because 220 wheel ponies to the wheels, it's not enough.
Not enough ponies.
Not a lot of ponies.
So what mods specifically do we want to look at for making this thing handle better?
Sway bars, shocks, springs, maybe going back to OE springs, not so low.
The bushings are torched on this thing.
Maybe control arm upgrade.
We also can look at gearing.
I think gearing is going to be an overall super good mod.
So we have plenty of money to work with right now, but we do have to find the right balance between the two. What do you think fits power-wise?
Kind of three things I'm thinking. We do it the easy way. We do some sort of forced induction.
Probably don't have the budget for it.
Otherwise, it's like internal engines, which I don't think the ROI is really going to be there. So we can kick that one. Do laughing gas, or do we force induction it? Or do we hope 220 wheel ponies is enough to dominate a faster car that handles better with better drivers?
Seems like an easy choice.
I think it does too.
Coming up on our next episodes,
I'm really nervous about this.
Let's go.
we focus on handling,
That was a terrible mistake. He knows better, and he did it anyway.
Maybe, but I don't know what it is.
Well, that's how we know our air filter is too big, is we can't fit in the fender well.
When I say we, I mean I struggled on Paul's side.
We add power.
We probably would have done meth.
I haven't seen many sparklies come out yet.
No, there hasn't been any sparklies.
Who brought him on board? Because there's going to be some people
I
mad.
just showed you.
And Paul adopts the Mustang life.
I like that. I like that a lot. We're gonna show them who's boss. Take that, Vans.